got him. Go put him out the door. Yo, what's up everybody? It's Steffi here from Mod to Fame, and we are back with another video. And if you clicked on this video, that means that you want to know how to get a 10-second car. Anyway, if that's you, let's jump into it. Let's go.
I'm in the zone. Give me the chrome. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas. 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. 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 I'm in my element. Flow is like water. I'm forced through the fire. I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth. Following God and you grinding, you do.
First of all, let's describe what constitutes a 10-second car. I'm talking about a 10-second quarter-mile time. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not even a drag race guy, but I know how to drag race. I've run multiple 10-second passes at the drag strip. I've cut multiple 0.09, 0.05, 0.03 lights. So I know how to do it. I've actually made a whole video on if you're gonna drag race, how to do so. You can click that video, that's on the pop-out banner right here. But that's what constitutes a 10-second car. How does that apply to the street? It just gives you a gauge on how quick your car is against another car. ET, and then there's trap speed. Trap speed says how fast your car is. ET says how much traction you had, basically, is what it comes down to, traction and power. But anyway, there are only two types of 10-second cars, right? Look, you got two. You could either build a 10-second car that's going to be cheap, or you could build a 10-second car that's going to be easy. Cheap to get to 10 seconds, easy to get to 10 seconds. These two, though, will never, ever meet. And why do I say that? Because if it's cheap, then that means you're gonna have to put some work in, because there are no 10-second cars that you were buying for under $15,000 that are 10 seconds from the factory. Not gonna happen. Whereas if you look at easy, there are cars you can buy directly off of the showroom floor that maybe all they need is a tire, and you can go to the drag strip and run a 10-second pass. But the two will not meet. It's either going to be cheap and you gotta put work in, or it's going to be easy and you gotta spend money. But before we continue, guys, if you like the video so far, do us a huge favor, hit that like button, because it really helps to share the good news about the information that Mod to Fame shares for free. Hit the like button, and if you're not, hit the subscribe. Keep in mind, guys, this is my opinion and based off of my experience. These are my top 5 cars, right? So let's start out with cars on the list, top 5 for me that are easy, that you can buy, go straight to the drag strip and run a 10-second pass. That is going to include, number 1 for me, Hellcat Red Eye. Big surprise, right? But I don't really know of a lot of cars that you can buy for under $100,000, under $100,000, right? And throw a tire on, go to the drag strip and run a 10.5. I've done this on a 20-inch wheel. So literally just a tire on a 20-inch wheel and ran a 10.5. I've done it myself at least twice. So therefore, for me, that is number 1 in my book. Number 2 on that list for me of a 10-second car from the factory, a Mustang. Well, can you really call it a Mustang? A Ford Shelby GT500. That car teeter-totters on the $100,000 line, but technically it is under $100,000. I'm not talking about markups and all that kind of stuff, just like the Red Eye, same thing. I'm not talking about that, but it's a car that you can buy, put a 20-inch drag radial on there, go to the drag strip and run a consistent 10.7. Super impressive. And that's why it's number 2 on my list. Number 3 on my list that you can buy, go to the drag strip and run a 10-second pass straight from the showroom floor is going to be a Porsche 911 992 Turbo S. That was a mouthful. That is a very expensive car though. A very expensive car, but technically you can buy that car, potentially put some tires on it and go run a 10-second pass. Pretty awesome, right? Granted, you do gotta spend $200,000 to do it, but it is what it is. You gotta pay to play if you wanna be easy. Number 4 on my list of easy, buy it, go to the drag strip, run a 10-second pass, is going to be a McLaren 720S. McLaren 720S, absolutely amazing car, $300,000, but you put a Toyo 888R on that car, you can go to the drag strip and that car will run anywhere from a 10.4 to a 10.2 all day long, completely stock. There are some glory passes of those cars touching the 9s, but those are glory. So what I'm saying is cars that pretty much, if you have any knowledge of how to run a car on a drag strip, you can take it, buy it, run a 10. Number 5 on my list of cars that you can take, drive to drag strip, run a 10-second pass, the new BMW F90 M5 CS is a car that you can buy from the dealership, cheaper than the Porsche 911 Turbo S, cheaper than the McLaren 720S, that you can buy though from the dealership, leave the dealership, go to the drag strip, and the best part is you will not need tires. Well, maybe you will, I don't know. But you can do this pretty much anywhere in that car, run a 10-second pass. But now let's get into what majority of you clicked on this video to see, and that is how to do it for this. But before we jump into that part of the video, check out this message from our sponsor. Yes, sir. That's right, man. You know what time it is to talk about this big Purp giveaway. Right now, every $5 spent on moddefame.com gets you to enter to win this Widebody Dodge Charger RT. That's right, man. So it is a Hemi 5.7 wide body, crazy purple, crazy stars in the roof, crazy white leather interior like Tesla. It's amazing. Check out more pictures on moddefame.com. But in the meantime, back to the video. Guys, we literally have about 11 days left to enter to win Big Purp. Is it a 10-second car? No, but it can be. Visit moddefame.com. Get you something nice like what I got on, which is the long sleeve Mod to Fame t-shirt. Looks cool, looks good. Get entered. All right, guys, here it is. I got my list right here in front of me for the top 5 under 15,000 to go 10 seconds for the relative cheap, right? Number 5 on my list, 92 through 99 Civic, Honda Civic, 92 through 99 Honda Civic. I know what all of you are thinking. How is that so low on the list? Why isn't that number 1? If you're a Honda guy, this is what you're thinking. Everybody else, I'm gonna set the reality for you. If you want a 10-second Civic, not a 10-second Hail Mary Civic with perfect DA, perfect traction, perfect everything, but a consistent 10-second car that can run more than 2 passes in a whole day without breaking something, that is going to cost you anywhere from about $25,000 to $27,000. So yes, you can buy the car, you know, as low as 4K, as high as, you know, 10K, depending on the cleanliness of the car. But you're going to spend over $25,000 to about $27,000. What does that mean? That means taking your car, giving the keys in the car to a builder who really knows what they're doing, a shop who does these cars, and will build it for you from stock to a 10-second run. The reason why I have to say that is because I know that all of you are gonna say, I can do it cheaper in my garage with my buddies, and it'll take 2 years, whatever the case may be, or it'll take a year. That is not realistic for 98% or 99% of people who want a 10-second build, right? That's going to be the 1% who potentially could make it work, but then they're gonna F up a lot. They're gonna take the car to the track, it's gonna break that first time. It's gonna just, that's why you see at drag strips, everybody kind of hates when they see Civics pulling up to the line, especially on the test and tune night, because majority of them are backyard built. And when they go to do a pass, they break and it takes 2 hours to clean it up. Hate it, right? So that's number 5 on the list. Fine, buy a Civic, but have $25,000 to $27,000 set to the side so that this way you can do it, right? Number 4 on that list for me is the 350Z or Infiniti G37. These cars, fun cars to drive, all around good cars, like good entry-level sports cars, my first sports car type stuff, great cars in that sense. But if you want a reliable 10-second car that you can take the keys, drop it off to a shop, and get back a 10-second car, you're talking about $30,000. I don't care what you say. I don't care who you know. You're talking about $30,000. By the time you factor in not only the parts, installation, wheels and tires, all of the odds and ends, that's going to cost $200-300 to death. It's going to cost you about 30 grand. And that's what it is. The reason why it's above the Civic, though, in my opinion, is it's a much nicer car. So you may not feel as bad looking at your, let's say the car is $15,000. You may not feel as bad looking at your $40,000 Z than you would looking at your $35,000 Civic. So to me, it's more value for dollar. Number 3 on that list, a 2007 to 2010 Mustang S197. That is a 3-valve motor car. If you're talking about a Coyote car, you're talking about well over $15,000. So it does not qualify, although that would be a much better option. But 3-valve GT S197, you'd have to buy that car and you'd have to cough up about $20,000. So you're talking about $35,000. But that's not bad considering the fact that you'll have a pretty cool car in that Mustang. And if you're a Mustang guy, you'll enjoy it. Number 2 on that list, we're running through the list pretty fast, guys, because I've compiled it for you. I've spent a lot of time. And like I said, this is based on my experience. Number 2 for me on that list is a 5th gen Camaro SS. The reason why is because it has the great LS3. Even better car than that would be a C6 Grand Sport, but you ain't coming nowhere near $15,000. And this car is even on the borderline at $15,000 for a 5th gen Camaro, especially right now with today's market and pricing. But that is another car that you're going to have to buy and put $20,000 in to run a 10-second pass. So again, you got another $35,000 car in front of you to run consistent 10s. But in my opinion, the reason why I put it above the Mustang is because it is going to be potentially a newer car with better technology and just kind of an all-around better car to me. But again, that's my opinion. You may feel differently. And then number one on the cheap list is the 4th gen Camaro / Trans Am or Firebird, whatever they call it. The Catfish Camaro. The reason why I would say this is number 1 is because these cars have been done a billion times over in the 10-second range. So there are so many different ways and combinations that you can put together to get there. It is also going to be the car that is going to be the cheapest to get into the 10s because it has been done so many times over. The car is going to come with an LS1 in it. And honestly, that car only needs about 500 wheel and a great driver to get into a 10s. But let's say yeah, about 500 wheel to get there. And you can get there in these cars in A. You don't need boost. So the Mustang, the Camaro, you're going to need forced induction to be a consistent 10-second car in those cars. Whereas the Catfish Camaro, it is possible. Heads, cams, full bolt-ons, a little weight reduction, drag pack, some suspension work. So ideally, you could probably get a car like this into the 10s for about 15K. And that's dropping it off somewhere to get it done. So that is why that makes it the #1 for me, is because it's been done so many times over, it's going to be the easiest way, also the fastest way, and also the least expensive way to have a 10-second car. So for the cheap, value for dollar, #1. All right, guys, that concludes our list of the top 10 cars to go a 10-second pass. You can do it easy or you can do it cheap. But one thing that I want you to realize is there is no cheap way to go fast. You might be able to buy the car cheap, but that doesn't mean it's going to be fast at that cheap number. As you guys can see, these numbers that I compiled, if you talk to anyone that is honest with you, not your buddy that said that his car does 10s but never actually did it, not your buddy that is very mechanically inclined and did it all himself, and he ran a glory 10-second pass, but his car has been broken ever since. Not that, but to build a real consistent car that can do it repetitively over and over, it costs money. There's no cheap way to go fast. And that's the end of it, guys. Make sure that you get entered to win, though, our Widebody Dodge Charger RT called Big Purp. There's also no cheap way to make a car look good with quality parts. That car has been Widebody, custom wheels, custom interior, custom lighting, custom lowering. Everything that has been done to that car costs money. But you could take advantage right now by getting something as simple as a shirt like what I got on right now, a Mod to Fame long sleeve tee, or you can hit something on our flash sale. But remember, you only got 11 days left to do it. Make sure you jump in there right now. It's your boy Stefan here from Mod to Fame. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification so you don't miss no more videos going forward. But until the next one, we out.